Today, my name is Colette Schnabel. I'm known as the Biohacking Mama, and I'm so deeply passionate about taking this amazing world of biohacking and longevity and the information and education that I learned from top doctors and practitioners around the world and bringing it into easy, consumable information for the everyday mom, family member, or whoever is watching this. So I wanted to thank you so much for taking the time. And this is day one of the 7-day Vitality Micro Mastery series. This is the ultimate vitality formula on day one that we are actually going to be going over. So let's just jump right in. So let's be real. In today's world, women and mothers especially are running on fumes. Stress, poor sleep, toxins, and nutrient depleted foods are draining our energy reserves and leaving our cells struggling to keep up. And I just want to give you guys some understandings of some statistics of what's going on in the world right now, and that is really affecting our bodies and why we're not as optimized as our ancestors used to be. So typically right now in America, between 4 to 8% of the population is actually diagnosed with at least one autoimmune disorder. 34% of US adults suffer from a metabolic dysfunction, and dehydration levels are between 17 and 28%, but even higher in our children. Like, how hard is it to, if you have children, to get them to drink and stay hydrated? So they're about a little over 50% chronically dehydrated. And 60% of the adults have at least one chronic condition. 42% of them actually may have more than one. So that, to me, just like, there is something going on in the world today. And I think many of us here are aware of that. So what is it that we can do to really help? And I feel that there are 4 extremely important pillars of regeneration that our body needs to be working correctly, that our body needs to have to be working correctly to, keep our body in balance. And there's good news, because we can optimize, we can fight against what is fighting us. And so let's talk about these 4 pillars that are really affecting the way our bodies perform and are optimizing how our bodies cannot be optimized anymore. So first, we have the oxidative stress. This is like rust in the body. Every day, your body produces molecules called free radicals, and in small amounts, they're actually okay, right? But we just don't want a lot of that. And so when those build up, it's like our cells are starting to rust, but from the inside out. And when that rust starts building up, might feel tired, fatigued. You might start to maybe see some wrinkles popping in, brain fog, and also that is what causes faster aging within inside our body. Inflammation. This is like that slow burning fire that is eating away at your vitality. So it's your natural defense system. Like, if you cut your finger, like, the inflammation is actually good. The inflammation helps your blood clot, helps your body heal. So you need to have some inflammation in your body. You don't want to get rid of all of it, but we don't want to have too much inflammation, or when the inflammation never turns off and it's always just like that fire is like smoldering in the background. And so that inflammation that's lingering all the time, that can show up as pain, hormone imbalances, low energy, and chronic health issues. Next up, we have the autophagy. So autophagy is a word that's very much thrown around a lot in my industry of biohacking and longevity, but I don't think the everyday person knows what autophagy is. So let me help you break that down. Autophagy is basically like how your body's cleaning up. It's taking out the garbage. So it's your cleanup crew. It's how your cells identify worn out parts, and it packages it up, and then it recycles it through the body. There's also mitophagy. This is a special version for your old mitochondria, so your old cells. That just gets rid of it, right? So we're going to keep the good, young, healthy cells so you stay young and vibrant. So when autophagy is turning on in your body, that means you have lower insulin or glucose. So typically in windows of fasting, maybe you've heard of this, the people who are on the ketogenic diet, or maybe you go into water fasting, you get into states of autophagy. It also happens through sirtuin activation. So you can have that through movement, through making sure you have a balanced levels of NAD in your body, and also polyphenols. Exercise is also really good to help with the autophagy, but especially more of like the longer, easy cardio, only occasional high intensity will help you get to our autophagy levels. Sleep is like the natural, easiest way to get into autophagy. I don't think I can stress enough how important sleep is for us to be regenerating. But what happens and what keeps that autophagy turned off? So constant snacking, frequent sugar hits, high insulin levels, chronic stress, cortisol, sleep deprivation, overeating protein all day long, and having higher levels of inflammation and an oxidative load. And then let's talk about the mitochondrial function, because this is also an extremely important piece that we have to make sure our cells are functioning in the right way. And our cells have a lot of work to do. Every cell in our body is like a teeny tiny little city, and it has this power plant, but this power plant has to do so much more than just turn on the lights for our body to be working. It has to make the energy. It has to turn our food into oxygen and into clean, usable power. It helps metabolize our fats and our carbs, and it decides whether we want to burn it or store for fuel. It helps the calcium and cell signaling. So that's keeping your muscles and your nerves and your heart in rhythm. Hormone building blocks. So this is really important, right? This is helping within your adrenals and your ovaries. Your mitochondria convert cholesterol into progesterone, the grandmother to many sex hormones. So quality control. It's important to make sure that we are having these cells functioning and working in the right way. And so when we have these 4 pillars in a constant state of balance, that is when we can actually start to allow our body to be working and regenerating in the right way. So I have found a few different pieces that I love to bring into my everyday protocol to make sure that I am keeping those 4 pillars optimized and balanced as much as possible. And maybe you guys have heard of hydrogen before. It is really taking over by storm right now, all through social media, becoming more mainstream. And it's something that I am super passionate about educating the world about. So hydrogen is the smallest molecule in the world. And when our body consumes it, it's known to have this intelligence to find where the most oxidative stress is, where the most damage is inside your cells. And it goes in and it helps to create balance. It helps to clean your blood. It helps to reduce those inflammation, only takes away the bad free radicals, keeping the good. It acts as a selective antioxidant. It's so small, it can cross the blood-brain barrier. And over the next 7 days, I'm really going to go into further detail so you can understand the full scope and of all the different areas in your life and health that hydrogen is going to play a role in. But the pillar specifically that hydrogen is touching is that oxidative stress and inflammation. Next is NAD+. This is the energy currency. And so the NAD is like a large puzzle piece for your cells. So NAD, the molecule itself, is what's creating the energy for us. But we need to have a different way to be receiving NAD in our body. So we have to use precursors that allows our body to naturally create the NAD, because the NAD molecule itself is just so big that it can't slide into your doorway or the cell membrane. So it's better to take smaller pieces and allow the body to naturally create and to make the cells work more efficiently. And so why does this matter? So taking this, it helps to makes it more, more absorption more effective in absorption. And so it's helping everything within your longevity. It helps to repair your DNA, your mitochondrial function. And it's actually helping so much in the recovery and sharper focus for yourself. And so this is really tapping into that pillar of the mitochondrial function. Next, we're going to go into resveratrol. So this is like the protector. It's a natural plant compound that's found in the skin of red grapes, blueberries, and sometimes even dark chocolate. You can find in some other things as well. This is one of nature's most protective shields that plants make to defend themselves. So we're actually getting some of what it uses to protect ourselves. It helps to fight off the oxidative stress. It cools down inflammation. And it also helps relax your blood vessels and keeping your circulation flowing smoothly while protecting cholesterol from turning sticky and harmful inside your body. It helps boost your metabolism, and it works with your body's natural energy regulators to keep your blood sugar balanced and support healthy weight. It nourishes your brain, so it improves your blood flow to the brain. It helps protect the memory and focus as you get older. And it activates the longevity switches in your body. So it helps to turn on those pathways in your cells, like the sirtuins, that are linked to energy and repair with healthy aging. So I think that this is so important, specifically for mothers, because it helps our bodies to have a natural reset button. It helps to calm down that inflammation, like I said, supports the heart and brain, keeps your energy systems working the way they're supposed to. And it means that for us, we get to have steady energy, clear thinking, and expect support from long-term health by utilizing this in an everyday form. Next up, we're going to talk about something called spermidine. So maybe you have heard of spermidine, maybe you haven't. But spermidine is a natural compound found in food like wheat germs, mushrooms, soybeans, aged cheese, and even in small amounts of our body. It's actually named after where it was actually first discovered, and you can see that in the name. So what is spermidine actually doing for you? So spermidine is triggering that autophagy that I talked about. It is helping that cellular cleanup, right? So it's going to go in and help clean out the damaged parts, the recycle waste, and function more efficiently for your cells. It helps with your blood vessels, so it helps to shrink them and allow to help postpone any heart-related issues. It's really great for brain and memory support. Studies suggest it protects brain cells by reducing oxidative stress and helping them stay sharp, which may support more memory and focus as we age. And it also activates many of the same protective pathways as fasting or caloric restriction without requiring us to skip any meals. So that's also good. And my favorite thing, and probably what I have really noticed a huge change since I started to take this every day, is the change in my hair, skin, and nails. That this really benefits the skin elasticity and balancing the cellular stress response that affect the hormone health that doesn't allow the collagen to be made with inside our bodies. All right, so magnesium. Magnesium is a vital mineral. This is the spark plug that keeps your body running. It's needed for over 300 biochemical reactions, from energy production to muscle function, sleep regulation, and brain health. So our body needs it to help energy and metabolism. It helps to turn our food into energy. It helps to regulate the parasympathetic system. Excuse me. I'm a sip of my water. It prevents cramps, supports steady heartbeat, and balances your electrolytes. And over 60% of the US adults do not meet the daily requirements of making sure they get the magnesium, and over 75% of Americans are actually deficient in this. And so the magnesium actually taps into all four of the pillars here. And also for like us women, it really helps us to keep our regulated menstrual cycles as well. So, I mean, I think many of us here have started to notice, as we have increased our consumption of magnesium, our menstrual cycles have fully changed. And so, why do all these work together? So, hydrogen, with its intelligence, it also helps as a master communicator. It helps allow the breakdown of all the rest of those amazing formulations received into the cell. It allows for the NAD that can be used for more energy. It helps to power the mitochondria. The resveratrol and spermidine helps the mitochondria to stay young, and the magnesium is helping everything move smoothly. So I believe that all of these put together make this beautiful symphony and synergy with inside the body, keeping it in this gorgeous state of balance. And so what could you track within 2 weeks if you were consistent taking a vitality formula like this? I would say that immediately I personally noticed a sense of calming in my nervous system. And so the mood, the clarity, right? The less reaction to something that might have happened to me. I already mentioned my hair, skin, and nails. Like, I used to go and get the fake nails done all the time, and my nails are so long, it's amazing. The sleep, I have an abundance of energy, but when it's time to turn off and go to bed, I sleep so soundly. And I know I'm not a biohacker that wears technology that tracks anything. I'm just one that taps in to see how I'm actually feeling. But I know many other biohackers that are out there that are utilizing a vitality formula like this and are starting to, or immediately, actually within a 5 days or 7 days, they saw changes with inside their HRV and the way that they were sleeping and everything. So, but maybe you've noticed more and more mainstream outlets and even celebrities are starting to talk about things like NAD injections, longevity IVs, advanced supplements, and stars are spending even thousands of dollars on anti-aging clinics and regenerative treatments. I have the pleasure of getting to go and experience many of those places. But the thing is, it's not just like in Hollywood. Like, this is becoming mainstream, and this is something that all of us should have access to, because all of us are being affected by the changing aspects that are happening in the world that are fighting against us as humankind and our health. But the thing is, when you go and you look at going to these clinics, or you look at getting IV drips or doing peptides or trying to get one of these formulations one off, that becomes extremely expensive over time. And one thing about me, I'm extremely passionate about helping families find affordable but also exceptional products that will help them and the entire family. And I also like to look for things that don't have too many restrictions or contraindications, so that the entire family could potentially use it if they needed. So that's why I'm extremely excited to share with you all something that I found that actually has that vitality formula plus more at such a reasonable price. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now and